see we have another tester on the docket here.
Yeah, should we jump into that?
Yeah.
My glass is empty.
Mm-hmm. Do we need to rinse this out in some way?
I don't know. What do you think?
Whoops.
Fortunately, on that first one, with the various different sample packs, I ended up acquiring 2 of those, so we were able to both get our own.
Yeah, that was a healthy pour on that first one.
This one,
as far as tasting goes, I only need about half of that.
Save the full pour for our premiere, our main event.
As far as the main event goes, is it going to be mixed in a cocktail, or are we going to take a...
I thought they had a great recipe online, a variation on an old-fashioned.
All right. I like an old-fashioned from time to time.
That I thought would be a great way to end it, but I thought because of how unique it is, it makes sense to start with just a straight, neat pour to get it by itself.
Yeah, you don't want to...
And then we turn it into the cocktail.
It seems unfair to introduce yourself to a new thing of any kind, person, place, whatever, and have it diluted by some kind of mix. So this is the Yellowstone Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Retails for about $37. 93 proof, 46.5% alcohol from the Kentucky area. It's a straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, I decided to kind of note
here.
Holy
smokes!
Yeah, it's a completely different nose. The aroma on this is way different. But I noted on here the approximate price on that. So that Widow Jane, a full bottle, goes for roughly $73. This Yellowstone Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon lists for $37. So about half the price.
Well, before even tasting it, it's
much lighter in color.
Much lighter in color, yeah. It's got it's like banana, and there's a spice like the last one said it had cinnamon, but I didn't really pull any cinnamon kind of off of that. This has... I'm having a hard time narrowing it down. But it's...
there's definitely
vanilla,
a buttery kind of aroma to it.
What is the notes here? What does it say here? Tasting notes, appearance, color, roasted chestnut. That's what a roasted chestnut looks like. Chestnuts roasting. Anyway, nose, aroma, smell, aroma, a dash of rye spice with hot banana, dried cherry, caramel, herbs, licorice. Do you say licorice or licorice?
I say licorice.
I always say licorice too, but every time I read it, like in print, there's no SH, no CHE, it's just CE, whatever. Oh, and brown butter. So you picked up on the butter. And what else did you pick up on? I'm surprised to see banana actually written down here.
I picked up on the banana as well.
Dried cherry, caramel, herbs.
I'm picking up on cherry more than the previous one.
And the herbs, it's definitely got some kind of herbal something going on there. I can't, for the life of me.
And on the nose, I'm not getting the licorice, but on taste, I think there's definitely...
I'm going to try it out here. There's a finish to it. Spicy. Like...
Almost brown sugar on the finish.
It's oakier. I think it tastes oakier. If that's a word. Is oakier a term?
I think it is when you're drinking whiskeys.
Whiskey.
One of the reviews that I did see on this one online, why people love it: Yellowstone Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which is carefully distilled at Limestone Branch, is adored for its caramel, dried cherry, peanut, and orange zest flavor notes.
Peanut. Okay, right here on the list, flavor, taste, palate. In the show notes, I don't know if we'll be able to share the show notes in some way as a PDF or whatever. But peanut brittle, toasted sourdough bread. Like, these are,
Yep.
like, now that I'm reading this, I can totally, my mind can totally reverse engineer and say, I'm definitely picking up on the peanut brittle. And I'm not a huge fan of peanut brittle, but this mixed with all these other flavors in here, it's quite amazing.
Growing up, peanut brittle is one of those things that my mother used to make every year around the holidays.
Does she have a secret recipe that?
I think she does.
A family recipe?
I think she does. It's been a long time since I've had peanut brittle, so I can't really say whether I still like it or don't like it. But I know there for a while I had it so much as a kid that I was kind of done.
Okay.
Very similar to that licorice type flavor. I'm not a big fan of black licorice, and I think that's probably due to the fact that I've maybe had just a little too much Jaeger over the years.
Yeah.
One bad story with Jaeger, and you're ruined.
What do you
from
got?
That.
What's your bad story with Jaeger?
It was a
or one of them. I'm sure there's more than one.
There's way more than one. But we had one of my early bands after moving here to Kansas City. The drummer was getting married, and so we had to plan a little bachelor party escapade for him. And we put it together with the disguise of, we've got to go to our buddy John, who's a photographer, had a studio in Lawrence. We got to go do band pictures, which we did. We actually legitimately did our band pictures. But unbeknownst to him, while we were inside getting the photos done, the limo pulled out in front. And as we finished up the photos, we just kind of walked out to get some fresh air there in downtown Lawrence. And the limo was parked right out front with the door open. And we're just walking down the street, and he's not paying attention at all. And we just kind of shoved him into the back of the limousine. And it took off, and the whole evening started from there. But fast forward into the evening, we had been drinking quite a bit throughout the entire night, and it was definitely getting later in the night, and we had stopped for a refill, got the big family-sized jug of Jaeger.
Oh, man.
The soon-to-be groom took a little sip off of it and passed it to me, and I grabbed it out of his hand, and I was like, Dave, that is not how you drink Jaeger. And I tilted that bottle back, and about a third of the bottle disappeared. And
man.
And him going, oh, okay, and wanting to kind of step up along with it, he tilted the bottle back, and another third of that bottle disappeared. And
meanwhile, the rest of the wedding party is looking at you guys like, what in the blue fuck is going on?
Yeah, I definitely eventually fell by the time the night was over with, but poor Dave was he was out for the count not that far after that moment.
Little green behind the gills the next day.
This was back, do you remember before it was the Riot Room, it was the Hurricane?
The Hurricane, yeah.
Right. Couldn't even tell you who was playing that night, but that was one of our stops that night. And
it might have been my old cover band. Sabbath Disciples, a Black Sabbath cover band.
We went in, and it was elbow to elbow, and I think by this time...
Oh, it was definitely not Sabbath disciples.
Well, it was late in the evening, and so,
Okay.
back then, they used to... once the final band was done, it became the dance club.
Okay.
And it was definitely dance club-wise, but we're all inside having a good time, and we noticed that Dave was nowhere to be found.
Uh-oh.
And so we kind of were looking all over for him, cannot find him. He's not in the hurricane. And I walked out the front doors to the sidewalk, and there's that little notch that kind of goes back a little ways. He was passed out against the wall right there. There was a guy that was kind of just sitting on the trash can across from him out by the street. And I noticed that there was a cup with a handful of change in it by my buddy Dave. And some people as people were walking by, they were putting change in this cup. And then I saw this guy hop off the trash can, go over, collect the change out of the cup, and then go back over and sit down. Apparently, he looked so in bad shape, and that this guy decided to use him to collect
Wow.
and panhandle for that.
Man.
Yeah, we collected him, and it was a long and rough night.
You know you're in rough shape when a panhandler looks at you and says, "Here, hold my change cup, buddy. I'm gonna make some money off of you." As you were telling your story there towards the beginning, I started to get like an after flavor or whatever, and I had to take my pen out and circle a couple of things on here. I picked up on the sourdough bread, which is kind of what some beer kind of has an aftertaste for beer, kind of has a sourdough kind of flavor on it, and that kicked in with this Yellowstone Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon, and the licorice, however you want to say it, was omnipresent. It was always there. It's just it didn't really come through clear until well after. And same thing with the spice. Like the spice it's so undefined for me because I'm not in tune. I'm not like honed in on each flavor profile for each spice. But I mean, you could tell there were spices there. It smelled like a bouquet of a fresh spice cabinet, and it tasted amazing.
Not to be confused with a bouquet of red flags.
Right. That's a little song I wrote.
Those that
Red
know,
Flags
know.
with Burn the Gates. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on the YouTubes. We have a channel on YouTube, Burn the Gates, and W2 here has done an incredible job working on lyric videos, and that's the latest one to date. Here we're staring down the barrel at mid-February now. Not quite Valentine's Day yet, as of time of the recording, but who knows? Maybe he'll squeeze another one out. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll save that for the next album's worth of lyric videos.
I've definitely been enjoying doing these lyric videos. They're a lot of fun,
And they look great.
And what's nice is I feel like it gives the fans a little bit more opportunity to connect with the song, because
In what way? How could you
the lyrics are right there.
articulate that?
Yeah, just being able to actually see the lyrics. Lyric videos are great for that because then you can kind of sing or read along with the song.
Yeah, that makes sense. The enunciation thing for me was like very early on. I think it was my first audition. Scared out of my mind. First time ever hearing my voice through a microphone, and it did not sound like me. At least what I thought me sounded like. I was like just fucking shit scared. I didn't know what I was doing. A friend of mine, Michael Keaton, at the time, his nickname was Batman. Of course, what else would it be? And he's like, "You ever thought about trying out for a band?" I'm like, "No, that's just silly talk, but he brought me in. I tried out for this band in it was like a shed in the side of their yard next to a gravel driveway. And at the time, I was like really big on Amish bread, that friendship bread.
Oh yeah.
It was like really good. I had never had it before, and like I baked like 3 loaves of this bread.
It's back when everyone had a bread maker.
Ugh, I never had a bread maker. Never had one. But yeah, so I made these loaves, and like I brought one of them to this audition, and like we all just fatted that thing down super quick. It was like a cold day, some afternoon. I really don't remember. They wanted me to just come up with stuff like right there on the fly, which I'm just not good at. Like I have to listen to whatever it is 100 times before I figure out what the song's telling me to do, and then I try to do it back so everybody else can hear what I'm hearing. It's a kind of a backwards tree hugging hippie version. I have to listen to the song. The song tells me what to do, but that's the only way I can put it into words. How my process. I figure out the vocal rhythm, and then from there I try to piece together what words to put on it.
I think the church that I was raised in and spent the largest chunk of my childhood at would say that would be the devil telling you what to do.
Oh, right. I'm familiar with those types of church folks, but I could talk for days on that subject. Those folks, I believe they have it wrong, but it's not. I mean, if they could equate it to anything, it'd be automatic writing, or listening to something other than the influence or the word or the spirit of God, but and then guiding your life according to that. But it's just not. I don't think that's the case. I don't know. I think there's a lot of gray area.
Yep.
And if people could stick to the main and plain things, we could all live a lot happier, healthier. I had a guy comment on a post like I recently we had this Chinese weather balloon incident, and like, is it a weather balloon? Is it a spy balloon? Is it from the government? Is it from civilians? What is it doing? Why is it flying over the Bering Straits into Alaska territory, and then through Canada, over Montana, through Kansas, over Kansas City, getting shot down, and over Myrtle Beach? What is that, South Carolina? Mm-hmm. So, like, why is it, being allowed to travel all throughout United States airspace? And just like people are just up in arms over this thing. And so I posted a meme. There's 1,000 memes out there, at least. And so I posted one saying, because I love crab rangoon. I'm kind of a slut for crab rangoon. I love it. So I posted this meme saying something like, me, it's like this, fat dude on a jet ski, riding it out in a body of water somewhere. But the caption was me on my way to find the Chinese balloon to search for crab rangoons. And so some dick noggin hops in my comments. Somebody I don't know, never met, name inconsequential, and I just he was just going off like, this is not a laughing matter. There could have been a deadly virus, some kind of pathogen. This, that, and the other thing just went on, and I'm like, my goodness. I was trying to think of a response, and then I'm trying to think, do I even need to respond to this? I'll just leave it for, somebody else to respond, whatever. But I came back to it later, and the comment was gone, and I don't even remember the guy's name. I didn't take a screenshot. So hopefully he blocked me, and we never have to deal with each other's bullshit ever again.
Yeah, I saw something about... it's not a Chinese balloon. It's just the government trying to make you look one way while they do something else. You just wait and see.
The deep state and their shiny keys. Look over here. Which, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's not what's going on. When we see something that's just so against our normalcy bias, we just have to think that there's something more nefarious going on than there just is.
Right.
And that's where we get all our conspiracy
It
theories.
could just be a damn balloon.
It's a damn balloon. It could be a spy balloon. It could be a weather balloon. I don't know.
It could be your mom.
I mean, you
riding
can get
around in a balloon.
you can get satellite surveillance pictures. The United States has them. Spy satellites
Right.
up there, circling the globe constantly. And yes, it's a globe. So circling the globe constantly, taking pictures of things at ground level from space, accurate down to like 10 centimeters of clarity, and just so like, yeah, okay, put your spy balloon in the sky. They know what we've got. We know what they've got. Nobody's really got any secrets anymore. Everybody knows what everybody's doing, unless it's underground. That's a whole nother story. What a rant. Where did that take? I'm not sure where that came from, and I do know where it's going. Nowhere. Let's see. That's it for this episode of Savor the Burn podcast. Thank you for listening. Feel free to reach out to us at any and all of our social medias at info@savortheburn.com. Reach me at jonathan@savortheburn.com and Wayne at w2@savortheburn.com, our 3 emails. And we will be happy to reply and look into your suggestions, your comments, concerns. If you just want to vent, say you guys fucking suck, we'll read it. We may even give you a shout out and a thank you for pointing that out, bringing that to our attention. So, or we may just end up making fun of you. We don't know yet. We haven't reached that point yet. This is still
Or all the above.
all the above. Yeah, we may thank you for giving us the input and make fun of you at the same time. Who knows? But chances are we're not going to put you on blast as far as personal name, address, telephone number.
But we definitely want to hear from you, and we definitely want to get your thoughts and your suggestions. You know, and seriously, yeah, if you have, even if it's a hey, have you tried this? Let us know, and I think we'd love to try it.
Yeah,
And-
we eagerly await your
and talk about
feedback.
it.
We eagerly await your feedback until we figure out what it is that we want to do. So for now, we're going to rely on you as far as to what you would like us to do until we figure out what it is that we want to do. We have a pretty good idea as to what we want to do, and we're going to explore those avenues as far as we see fit. But we're at this point we are open to suggestions, and we are really looking forward to seeing what it is that this can and will become. So once again, thank you for listening to Savor the Burn podcast, and until next time, keep on burning.